For the relatively short period that Joseph Parker was a world champion, and probably a little bit of time after that, this was a very interesting fight. I still think it is a decent fight. It'll tell us where both of these guys are right now, unless it's a short one. Both guys probably past their best. For Wilder, it's probably got more to do with just pure age. He's 38 now. For Parker, though quite a bit younger at 31, he has been through the mill a little bit. He fought Ruiz. He had a tough fight with Dylan White. He, of course, had that bad stoppage against Joe Joyce. Was that last year? That was a taxing one. That's the kind of fight you look at and think, that's maybe even knocked out the last little bit of world class in you. We'll find out. But they're both in a bit of a delicate position. And so perhaps that makes it almost as interesting as it once was. Joseph Parker's career, which I've followed since about 2015, for me, the worst thing about it was just him staying with Kevin Barry for so long. This probably limited his overall potential, which may never have been huge, because he's always had a bit of this hybrid style. You could say his dimensions are kind of unfortunate because he's 6'4", but kind of got short arms. But just staying with Barry for so long wasn't helpful. Now he's with Andy Lee. You really saw, I think, it bear some fruit in that Chisora rematch. The way he was timing him with the uppercut. We did see some improvements there. Surely they know in this one you have to get close. Parker is guilty of dropping his left hand a bit, of being lazy at times. You cannot do that against Wilder. They have got to figure out how to close the gap, how to shorten stuff up, and basically hurt Wilder. Because the longer the fight goes, the more chance he can just pull an Alabama slammer out of his butt. So while I do think Wilder is the rightful favourite, I've seen many people who think he's just going to bomb out Parker now, who they feel is really damaged after Joyce. But Wilder's in a weird position because he hasn't fought in over a year, and that fight didn't even go around. So the last time he was in a proper fight was over 2 years ago. He is going to be rusty. And so Parker is going to want to start fast. He's going to want to close the gap, take away the right hand, while trying to pitch in his own overhand right. That seems like the recipe here. Got to get close. Got to reach the chin. Stress him out. Parker's never been the biggest puncher, and Wilder's is a very gutsy guy as well. So if he gets ragged, he doesn't even have to hit you properly. He could retaliate and drop Parker. But there's only one way, I feel, for Parker to win. His more natural style of wanting to work, move around the ring, pop a double jab off the back foot, look for the smart shot. That is not going to wash here. He has to try and inverse that usual fighting style. Wilder is pretty much always at his best in the 2 teens, or even less. He's got a crazy metabolism. He's built like a rake with that huge back of his. Parker always tends to come in, I'd say, a little bit heavier than he should. He always tends to have a bit of that Samoan baby fat that could do with coming off. I think speed is always worth more than piling on the weight to try and be stronger or have more power. The dividends aren't there for that. He needs to be quick, he needs to eliminate the gap, and he needs to get to work. My initial instincts do fall in line with the odds, which is just Wilder's going to be able to turn that trick that he's turned so many times. Parker might give him some trouble. He might stress him out. He might seem to be constructing his little path to victory, and then it can all easily go so very wrong. But what do we all make of this fight? What is the loser going to do? Would that be curtains? Do you think it's a better fight than Joshua Wallin, or vice versa? Who have you got winning this one?